So this meeting is for preparation for one of 2 hour upcoming workshops within the conference of, I think it's called the Endoscopy, Hepatology, Gastroenterology Conference. And it's such a good chance to be part of this conference. Our first workshop will be about clinical trial appraisal, and the second will be about manuscript preparation. Actually, the second one really needed a lot of effort. I want to start by really thanking Abdul Hafiz for the database. You're the one who did it, Abdul Hafiz, right?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, I think Mariam helped with the coding and with putting some of the titles, right, yeah, Mariam? Can Mariam talk or not really?
I think there's a problem with her
No
internet because she's
problem, no
not
problem.
unmuted.
Anyway, so first of all, I want to just let you know how the outline of the workshop is going to be, because I can receive your suggestions. Maybe you can take notes and later on send me your suggestions on the group. So this is my approach in making a manuscript. دي الطريقة اللي أنا بشوف إن أنا المانuscript بتتعمل بيها أسرع حاجة في الدنيا. The biggest part of the manuscript is the results. So once you have your results, okay, you have half of your manuscript. After that, things become very easy. So first of all, we are going to see how we can construct our results. And the idea, as you know, is to have a publication which is already there. So we have chosen one publication. I hope I can get it now. Okay, to be there also on the screen. Yes, we have also the supplementary appendix. Perhaps it is this one. Let me see. Yes, it is this one. So we just to make the most or to make things clearest possible to attendees, we have chosen a publication that has been already published, and we are going to see how we can build towards making something exactly like it. So to make the results, we had this table here, and Abdul Hafiz, he did a very great job by designing this Excel sheet for us. Excel sheet with exactly the same number of patients as the study. As we can see, this is 769, and I think it was exactly the same number as the original publication. Okay. Okay, we have here 385 and 386. I'm not really sure whether this adds up to the same number. However, it's very close. This is what we need. We don't need the exact same numbers. What we did is we simulated the variables. So now we have variables to simulate table 1. We are going to try now to simulate making table 1, figure 1, figure 2. We're going to leave out figure 3 because figure 3 has a timeline and it's not very easy to simulate the data. And table 2, this is what we are going to simulate. Today, to be able to do this, to be able to build the results section، لو أنا عايزة أعمل الريزلتس section بتاعي زي ما احنا متفقين، يعني احنا دلوقتي عايزين نبدأ نعمل الريزلتس، أنا لازم يكون عندي a statistical output. I need to have a statistical output. So what output? So what I'm going to do now is not part of the workshop, but this is giving you the advantage of seeing how we can analyze Abdul Hafiz's database to come up with the statistical results. This is step number 1. We are not going to do that in the workshop. We're going to do that now here, and then from the stage of the statistical results that we will have، اما يبقى معانا statistical results في ايدنا، هنقدر نعمل ايه بقى؟ We are going to see how very easily we can use AI to build the tables and the figures in very, very, very little time. تمام. So this is what we are going to do today مع شوية حاجات تانية. طيب. So I told you to download Jamovi, right? Any of you downloaded this? Any of you downloaded this? This is a free resource software. It does many functions. It's nice, it's reliable, everything. But when I tried using it, because I already have SPSS on my computer, I found that إن أنا لازم I had to do each analysis one by one, and then to copy the results one by one. يعني لقيت ان انا مضطرة ان كل مقارنة اعملها لوحدها وانقلها لوحدها. فstill this is valuable for you. If you have it, it's okay because it is free. But for me, I went back to my SPSS and I use my SPSS. So I will show you now how I put Abdul Hafiz's data on the SPSS. I did it all, but I'm going to repeat it in front of you now. أنا هوريكم دلوقتي أو الستبس من أولها. اللي أنا هعمله إن أنا هقول له تمام. أول حاجة أنا لازم أقفل الداتا دي. I have to close it. And then I'm going to tell it file and then open. It's going to open data. Now it's looking into data in the same folder because it already knows the folder because I did it before. يعني أنا كنت عاملة ده فهو عارف سكته يروح فين. هي الفكرة إن هو مش شايف لأن هو SPSS. It only sees the SPSS file which is already there. But I want to repeat the process from the beginning. أنا عايزة أعيد الموضوع من الأول. طب أنا لازم أقول له يدور على فايل الإكستنشن بتاعه إيه. I have to tell it the type of the file. So I'm going to tell it please look for an Excel sheet. And here I have the 3 sheets in front of me. This is the latest that I'm going to use. ده الأخير اللي أنا عايزة استعمله. كده هقول له من فضلك open this file. Now it's going to tell me this is very healthy. دي حاجة تطمن جدا لأن هو بيعرض لي دلوقتي بيقول لي your data is in sheet 1. الداتا بتاعتك في sheet 1. اوكي. وهيقال لي الداتا بتاعتك ranging from A1 to AI 770. لو انتوا فاكرين الحالات بتاعتنا كانت كام؟ كانت I think it was 700 was it or 600. Anyway, this looks like almost the number of cases that we are looking for. So and then it is telling me read variable names from the first row. So it is going to, as you can see, Excel looks something like that. It has the variable name in the first row. So the program is telling me, okay, I'm going to take the variable names from the first row. And of course, this is true. ده اللي أنا عايزاه يعمله فعلا. This is exactly what we want. So I will tell it, okay. And now I have my data. Abdel Hafiz put the drug names as text file, as you can see, as a string variable. This is a string variable because it has what? It has letters. ده عبارة عن حروف. تمام؟ بس الحقيقة إن أنا علشان أحلل ده statistical SPSS عشان أعمل التي test to do the t test. If I want to do the t test, it is always better to have it as a numeric variable and for the numbers to act as codes واحط التفسير بتاع الcodes. So I added, okay, I did add this variable. This one I added. And I gave Vedolizumab, I gave it number 2, okay? And then I gave the Adalimumab, I gave it number 1. Any idea why I did this? Anyone has an idea why I did this? And it's important to choose the numbers. The order of the numbers is important. أي حد يعرف ليه أنا ممكن أكون عملت كده؟
to for the importance of it, maybe.
Yeah, what's the importance? Why didn't I choose to give adalimumab number 2? And the new drug, I just want to remember its name. I have to memorize it. Vedolizumab. And vedolizumab number 1.
I think the primary outcome was to test if, like, the expectation of the study was that the vidolizumab is going to be better than the other drug.
It's not because it's going to be better. It's because of something quite advanced in statistics. If I'm going to make a simple comparison, it makes absolutely no difference. مش هتفرق خالص. If I'm going just to use the t-test and make a comparison, this will just be a code. But let's say I want to do an advanced statistical analysis. لو أنا عايزة أعمل analysis بعد كده advanced اسمها logistic regression. If I want to do something called logistic regression. I will have a numerator and a denominator. And I always want my numerator to be the test drug and my denominator to be the control drug. So it will be my default to put the 2 over the 1 or the 1 over the 0. So always get used to this. Always get used to this. Think which one you want to be later on in the numerator and which one you want to be in the denominator. عايز تحط ايه في النيوميريتور، عايز تحط ايه في الدينومينيتور. احنا بنقارن الفولديزوماب اوكي بالاداليموماب، النيو دراج بالايه بالاولد دراج. فغالبا هيبقى ده الارينجمنت. فاحنا غالبا هنحط ال1 اوفر الزيرو او ال2 اوفر ال1. اوكي تمام. فده ليه؟ رغم ان احنا مش هنعمل هنا ريجريشن، بس خلاص هي عادة، هي convention. لو انا هشتغل statistical analysis I need to have a convention. لازم يبقى لي نظام logical order او logical way of thinking انا بفكر بيه على طول because sometimes things get very confusing. So what I did next is I looked into this and then I thought, okay, I asked on the group, what are the codes for these? And Mariam told me that all the codes are there. So you can see here, there is a data view and there is a variable view. Again, there is a data view and there is a variable view. Okay, in the variable view, you describe your variable. So here it says gender here is numeric. Why? Because it is already coded. It has codes. This is in contrast to the drug name, which was written in letters. Now, the age here is numeric, and also the gender and the race, all of them are numeric because they are written as they are written as codes. They were written as codes. Now, the label is the full name of the variable. I'm going to show you the finished one, okay? And then for the values, I remember that 0 was for, I think, female, and 1 was for the male. I think that was true. And then I say, okay. And then for the binary variables, the variables that receive yes or no, again, adverse event or serious adverse event, for example, we had the value of 0 for a no and 1 for a yes. I always do that. I don't put these as 1 and 2. I always use 0 and 1. Okay? Now, let's look now at the finished, the one I already worked on. This is the one. You can see them as yes and no. Can you see them? واضحين تمام؟ طيب.
Yes.
I can turn this off so you can see now what? The zeros and the ones. And I can turn it on so you can see the yeses and the nos. And then if I'm going to, let's say, linger here, I can see, you can see here, if I linger here, I can see Robert's histology index. This is a description of the variable. You can see it here in the label. And why is this important? Because when you get your results, لما تطلع لك بقى results, okay? تطلع results بالdetailed name. يطلع لك neat tables. Okay? So when I will have my tables, I will have neat tables. So more or less now my database is neat. It is all labeled, as you can see. I can now start my analysis. How many comparisons do I want to do? As I want to do how many things? I want to satisfy table 1 and table 2 at the end. And there's figure 1 and figure 2. Let's now look at table 1. What can you see here in table 1? These are there. No, this is not table 1. I'm sorry. This is table 1. What can you see here in table 1? You can see the age, you can see the sex, you can see white race, you can see the race, smoking, duration of ulcerative colitis, total score, fecal calprotectin. What's the difference between them, or how can you classify these variables? How can you
What do you mean
classify these
classify?
variables?
What do you mean by classify?
Yeah? Type of variable. How
Like
many types are there?
whether they are ordinal or numerical or
Voice. Raise your voice, please.
we can classify them like according to whether they are ordinal or numerical or whether it's a scale.
Yes, right, you are. You have basically 3 types of variables. You have the ordinal, you have the numeric, and you have the categorical. Now, there are subtypes. Like the categorical, okay? It can be binary, like you have only 2 choices, or it can be multinomial, where you can have more than 2 choices, and it is still categorical. And why do we say categorical, or rather unordered categorical? Because it doesn't have a special order. However, the ordinal, it will have a special order. We basically here have 2 types. The age is what type? Age here is what type?
I think nominal.
It is numeric. Number. You measure your age, or your age is measured by years. So you say his age is 40 years, 49 years, 50 years, 35 years. So this is a numeric variable. What about the male sex, or sex in general? It is
Categorical.
what type of categorical?
Binary.
Binary categorical. That's correct. What about the race?
Categorical.
What about body weight?
Numerical.
Yes, you can see here that this affects data representation. When it's age, when it's numeric, you have the mean. This is the mean, plus or minus, as it says here. It says at the foot of the table. Okay? Values are means plus or minus the standard deviation, as you can see. So this is the mean plus or minus standard deviation, split by group. What about this? It says here, this is the number and the percentage. So I want to do 2 different types of descriptive statistics. I want to do something special for the numeric variables, and I want to do something else for categorical variables. This will be my approach. Okay? So let's see how we do that. We start with the numeric ones. We're recording, right? Because perhaps you'll need to refer to this later. Yes. Here. So let me now just close this, because it's going to be confusing to us. Sometimes my computer. Yes, I'm just going to get rid of this, and I will not save it. Now, here is the saved one. Okay? So, first of all, do I analyze this data all together? If I'm going, what I should do is, I should say analyze descriptive statistics, and then go to frequencies. By the way, sometimes you have more than one way to do the same thing. And it's there from the time I did it. Okay, I have here, let me see where to put this. Maybe I can move this instead. Yeah, I'm going to put this back up. Yeah, here. So these are the variables from the last time I did it. Okay, I have the age, the weight, the ulcerative colitis duration, fecal calc protectin, and the Mayo score, total score. These are the numeric variables that are there in the table. I counted them more than once, and I had 5 numeric variables here, so I dragged them. If you want to see how I do that, it is easy. Let me take them all, put them back. Okay, what I do is I go to age and I double click it, and then weight, and I double click it, and I double click it, double click it, double click it. Or you mark it and you take it with the arrow. Now, what do you want to do with that? You want to do statistics. You want to choose your statistics. As you have seen here, I have chosen the mean. I've chosen also for the purpose of this analysis, I only need the mean and the standard deviation. But I thought, okay, let me also take the median and the quartiles, because sometimes my data are not normally distributed, so I need the median and quartiles. And I need to see the skewness because it tells me something about the data distribution. And then I say, okay, I continue. Of course, I can unclick these or click them, as you can see. And then I say, okay, continue. And then do I need charts? Yes, I perhaps either I don't need any charts. I usually click histogram with normal plot so I can see whether this is normally distributed. And then I click what? Okay. Shall I click okay? What do you think? No. I'll do a trick, and it's a very useful trick. Instead of clicking OK, I click paste. Now, what's this paste? SPSS has several types of files. When I click paste, this command goes to a file which is called the syntax file. الأمر اللي أنا عملته ده بيروح لفايل اسمه السyntax file. هذا هو السنتكس فايل. هو كان مفتوح برضو من الأول، بس أنا ممكن إن أنا أجرب إن أنا أقفله، وأنا بالمرة إن إحنا نعمل له سيف. I'm going to save it. Okay. Okay. So I will save it here. It's already closed. So let me repeat. Analyze, descriptive, frequencies, and then I'm going to click paste here. Okay. So why this is useful؟ ليه دي حاجة مهمة جدا؟ لأن أنا if I want to repeat this analysis, all I need is to just highlight this and run it. يعني أنا أقدر أعمل كده وأقول له يلا run the analysis. على طول يروح مديني إيه؟ يروح مديني is this data split؟ لا أنا أسفة. I need to repeat this. I also want to close this, so we do it together from the very beginning. So I'm going to run. See how easy I can run it. What it did now, I did something wrong here. What did I do wrong here? أنا عملت إيه غلط هنا خالص؟ في حاجة هنا أنا عملتها غلط خالص. النتائج دي طالعة بتاعت إيه؟ What did I do wrong here?
It's not split between the two drugs. It's
Exactly.
the whole population.
Exactly. So now I need to go to data and split file. And I'm going to compare groups by what? I'm going to compare groups by drug numeric, which is the variable with the given drug, right? The variable coded as 1 and 2. تمام؟ طيب I'm going to drag this here. هحطه هنا وهقول ايه بقى؟ عايزاني احط ايه؟ اضغط ايه هنا؟
Paste.
Paste. طيب now I'm going to go to my syntax. Now my syntax needs rearrangement. Okay? This time I'm going to run this whole script. Can you see the beauty of it? شايفين ده قد ايه جميل؟ انتوا ممكن تعيدوا الاناليسيس بتاع study كلها by arranging your syntax well and rerunning it. وانا هنط بقى بيكوا واقول لكم ان the AI gives you the syntax for things that you cannot do. You ask the AI to give you the syntax for anything that you want to do. You paste the syntax and you run it on your data. And if you don't like it, the AI will repeat it for you. So let's see how this goes. You see now? Now I have here the statistics in the first instance. الأول كانت كله مع بعضه. This is not what I want. Now I have it split by groups. So I have 386 and 383. These are my two groups. Okay? تمام؟ طيب. What do I have here? I have here my data exploration. أنا كده بتفرج بشوف الداتا distribution. What do you think about the distribution of the age? Is it normally distributed or not?
Yes, it is normally
It
distributed.
is. And did I do it for a whole population or did I do it split by group?
Split by group.
Can we see?
By group.
I split by group. So it's not that the whole group needs to be normally distributed. It's your individual groups that need to be normally distributed. Okay, so you need to split and make sure. Type, this is the age, this is the weight, it looks beautiful. Now, ulcerative colitis duration is less beautiful, but it's okay. What about fetal calprotectin? What type of distribution is this?
Is it skewed to the right?
It
Sorry, to the left?
is, yes, it is skewed to the right. طب what about Mayo total? يعني it's not a very beautiful normal distribution. However, it's okay. Now the age again in the other group is normally distributed and the weight is also normally distributed, and ulcerative colitis duration is a bit skewed. Fecal calprotectin looks exactly like the one above. So they are both skewed. Normally, if this sample was a small sample, less than 50 per group, I will not take the mean and the standard deviation. ما كنتش هبقى عايزة المين والستاندرد deviations. عشان كده أنا بروح عاملة الميديان بالمرة اتعلمت كده، اتعودت على كده خلاص، عشان ساعتها ما كانش هيفرق معايا مش ما كانش هيفرق معايا ساعتها، انا كنت هبقى محتاجه الميديان وكارتايلز. ايه ليه انا مش فارق معايا قوي ولا فرق معايا في الببليكيشن؟ why is not very important here? Because this is a big sample and there are relaxed assumptions with a big sample. However, if you want the truth, this data should be log converted. It should undergo conversion to make it normally distributed. But this is way, or this is beyond the scope of what we are saying today. So these are the descriptives that we have. تمام? Nice? Okay? طيب. Let's now, we're done now with the what? We're done with the numeric variables. Now let's take the categorical variables. For the categorical variables, I'm going to use something different. Analyze, descriptive statistics, crosstabs. Okay, let's reset. Okay, so again, some people will do things in different ways. أنا بعمل إيه؟ I want to build a table like this one. What do you have here in the columns? عندك إيه هنا في الcolumns؟
The two drugs
في إيه
that
في
were
الcolumns هنا؟ How are the columns arranged? What's the head of each column? The drug, okay? So the drugs are the columns. What about the rows? The rows are the different variables to compare, right? So this is exactly what I'm going to do in SPSS. I'm going to tell it, analyze, descriptive statistics, crosstabs, and I'm going to put the drug numeric where? Where?
in the column.
The columns.
In the columns. What about the rows? It will be the gender, the race, and then I'm clicking control here so I can choose whatever I like. Previous treatment, previous therapy, TNF inhibitor, K, concomitant use of oral steroids, concomitant use of immune modulators, and then we have clinical remissions who are beyond the table. Now, clinical remission is the outcome, but this is the baseline table. So I will move these in rows. هحطهم في الروز. طيب. المفروض ان انا classically I do a comparison. Classically I do a comparison. Statistical comparison. So for a statistical comparison, I need to click statistics and I choose chi-square test. Okay. However, here, do I have a p-value or a statistical comparison here? Do I?
No.
No. Why? Because this is a randomized control trial. If it's randomized, you don't do statistical test at baseline. You don't. لأن احنا عاملين أصلا randomization. We have done randomization. Any statistically, any p-value here will be by the play of chance. P-value is the probability of chance. And any difference will be a chance difference because this is a randomized study. It's already randomized. When you're saying p-value, when you're saying statistical test, you are actually quantifying the probability of chance. This is chance. It's randomized. It's not something determined by a certain reason. You have done randomization. So there is no p-value here. That's why, exceptionally, not like I usually do with my analysis. I am sorry again. Okay. Here. So I'm not going to click the chi-square here. But I will need the cells. What's in the cells? It's going to put the percentages where? This is very crucial. Some people, what they do is they just click everything. Percentages in rows, percentages in columns, and total percentages. So they have all information. This is very confusing. Let's go back to our manuscript. نرجع المانuscript بتاعتنا تاني. طب هو هنا بيقول ايه؟ هو هنا بيقول ان انا عندي الميلز are 216 and this is 56%. Out of 56%, 216 is 56% out of what?
The 386.
Exactly. So these are the percentages of the column. Okay? Percentages in rows, it will be adalimumab. What is the percentage of adalimumab within the males? This is not what we want. Usually, and again, this is another convention that I use. دي حاجة دايما أنا بعملها. I always keep my percentages in columns until proved otherwise. To avoid confusion. يبقى بنظرة واحدة, with one glance, I can read my table. Okay, so this is what I am going to do. Is everyone okay?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, so I'm going to untick these and I will continue. And then I click what?
Paste.
Paste. Actually, I have done a mistake, but I will let you discover it when I run the script. Let me now run the script. Can you expect what the mistake is? Let me run it and show you the mistake. It's not running the analysis because my file is split. Cross tabs is basically splitting the file. It's describing based on the groups. So it's like it's already, the file is split. You cannot run this cross tabs on a split file when you have performed the split by your columns. You have to reverse the splitting. So I will, go again to data and then split file. And I'm going to analyze all in one group. And what do I click here? What do I click?
Paste.
Paste. And then I go back to my syntax. Sorry. Okay. And then what do I do here? I rearrange it and I put the split file off here. Now I run it. Here it is. Okay. Here are my beautiful crosstabs. This is adalimumab, and you have the male and the female, and you have the percentages, okay, within columns, except that the numbers here are a bit different. You have the white, they constitute 88.6% and 9.6%. Now you concentrate only on one group. This is how you compare. So in comparison to adalimumab, vedolizumab, okay, it has 91.6% white people as compared to 88.6%. It's a very, very easy way and logical way to read through it. Okay, so now you have everything you need for table 1. You have the numeric and you have the categorical. Now we can start for the first time to use AI, and we're going to use it a very easy way this time, and next step or next table or figure, we're going to do it in a little bit more difficult way. This is my plot. Okay, now I'm going to do something very interesting. I am going to take a screenshot of this table, simply. Okay, as a rectangle. I'm just having a trouble with my keyboard. It's really giving me trouble. Okay. Okay. I should have it copied now. I don't know whether it copied it. I'm not really sure. Let me test that. Yes. Okay. Now, let me see, because I already have the scripts written. I don't need to rewrite them. Yeah. This is what, okay. لا, I didn't save what I had written the first time. So let me just try to plot. I will paste some statistical results here, and I want you to make a table like the one above. I'm writing it in a different way. Usually when I write something and it succeeds, I just keep it or I save it. I didn't do that, unfortunately, that time. Okay, so let me take the results now from SPSS. I have to choose carefully which results to put. Here's my output. Now I choose the split statistics, right? And I click Control and I choose the crosstabs. Okay, and I click Control C, so I'm copying this. I just hope it pastes now. And please go ahead, Claude. Building the table. So what do you think? What do you think?
It looks very similar.
Yeah. Okay. So it is very similar. In fact, I had actually done that and I got this table, except that I put a comparison. I just did it the way I always do it. So I put a comparison test or a statistical test. So it got me the p-value, even though we don't need the p-value. What's noted here is that we have slightly different percentages. If we can fix that, Abdul Hafiz, are you still with us?
Yes, doctor.
Yes. If we can fix that, okay, it will be fine. It will be better. However, this is good enough. Okay? Type. Now, let's see how we are going to deal with figure 1. Is everyone okay? Are you benefiting from this? Are you getting any benefit?
Yes,
Uh,
doctor.
Doctor, I have a question regarding the new table, the one that you just created.
Yeah,
Can you please pull it up?
sure. Uh, the one in Claude, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Can you scroll up a little bit? So
yeah.
here, no, can you scroll down a little bit? At the part was like previous treatment with TNF inhibitors with documented reason for discontinuation. They're supposed to put the no percentage, but then below it there's a yes, yeah, row. I don't get it. What's the yes row?
It, it's okay. If you have a variable with a yes and a no, do you need to tell me that the yes is 16% and the no is 84? Do you
No,
need?
I could conclude by just knowing one of them.
Just because it's a binomial, it's a binary variable. So if you know just one, you know the other one. In fact,
Yes,
this is much neater and it's easier to comprehend because now you can compare the yeses between the two groups.
but above the percentages
No,
next
this
to
is
the
stands for
no.
number, not
Oh,
no.
number. Oh, sorry. Okay, okay.
Yeah, this stands for number.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks, doctor.
that's why you have here the male sex only, because it's only a male or female. Okay?
Okay.
So yeah, so makes it easier. Some people, they even in papers, even in publications, they put the yes and the no. I find this very confusing. Very confusing. Okay? So now we have what about this? What is this telling us? We are comparing clinical remission, which is what type of variable? Clinical remission.
Numerical?
No, it's a yes or a no,
Categorical, binary.
right?
Binary?
You have it here. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Where's the clinical remission here? Here's the clinical remission. It's a yes or a no. 1, 0, right? Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's binary. What about endoscopic improvement? Let's continue here. We have endoscopic improvement. Again, it's yes or no. And we have corticosteroid-free clinical remission. Again, it's a yes or no. We have this bar chart is called the clustered bar chart. We have 3 clustered bar charts for each comparison or each variable or each outcome rather. We have the overall percentages compared. We have patients with no previous TNF inhibitor therapy and patients with previous TNF inhibitor therapy. Again, this is repeated with the corticosteroid-free clinical remission and with the endoscopic improvement and with the clinical remission. Okay, so first we need to do the statistics. Next, we need to see how Claude is going to create this for us. Let's go. Let's go. So now you tell me. Can you tell me how to do this? What to click, what to do? Any volunteer?
To make it a yes or no?
It is yes or no. No, it doesn't have, it's already there in the background. The computer already knows it. I'm talking about the steps of the analysis. Okay, I'll click
I
analyze.
will go to analyze.
Then
Reports,
descriptive.
descriptive statistics, yeah.
Then
Frequencies.
no, crosstabs.
Oh, yeah.
And then, am I changing anything here?
Yes, I will be removing the baseline.
Okay, I will be removing the rows.
Yeah.
But I will keep the columns, right? Because it's the same column comparison, right? And then here I'm going to compare the clinical remission, endoscopic, corticosteroid-free. I'm going to put them in the rows. This time, do I need a comparison, statistical comparison, yes or no? Do I have it in the figure? Yes, I here have a confidence interval and a p-value. I need the confidence interval and the p-value, right? Type. I'll go back. And I'm going to click here for statistics, chi-square. Okay? And something called exact, maybe I can explain it later. It's useful when something called the expected count is very low. We will not encounter it here, but I just do it by default. أنا دايما بعملها لأن في ساعات السامبل بتبقى صغيرة. في حاجة اسمها expected count. ممكن بعدين مرة نشرح الكاي سكوير. ما expected count ده بيبقى قليل قوي. أنا لازم أعمل exact test ده. And then what am I going to click here?
Paste.
Paste. And then I go to my syntax. And then I'm going to run this crosstabs. And the file is file split is off. So it's okay. So here's my crosstabs. Okay. We can read through them. Okay. But there's something here. This is telling us the clinical remission in the whole group, right? This is in the whole group. But the figure here, it doesn't just have the whole group. I have 3 crosstabs here. 1 for the clinical remission, 1 for endoscopic involvement, and 1 for corticosteroid-free remission. I have only 3. Which 3 are these? The first 3. Clinical remission, total. Endoscopic improvement, total. Corticosteroid-free, total. صح؟ 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 How can I make the other two?
I need to split again.
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to go here and say, what do I click? Data, split file, this time by what?
Previous treatment with TNF inhibitor with document.
Exactly. Previous treatment with TNF inhibitor. Okay? And then I'm going to click what?
Paste.
Paste. And then I'm going to go to my syntax. I'm going to copy the crosstab syntax and I'm going to put it after the split. Okay, and I'm going to do something here in order to prevent any errors afterwards. I'm going also to take the split file off just to unsplit the file after I do this so it doesn't create errors afterwards. So I'm going to run this here. Now you can have the results split by previous treatment with a TNF inhibitor. Okay, fine. Type this time I can again give the Claude, I can give him this figure and tell him, okay, I want to make a figure like this, right? Right? صح ولا لا؟ Hmm? Is
Yes.
this very smart? Is this very smart? What if I don't have a figure to copy? What if I want to create this from my mind? What do I do? أعمل إيه لو أنا عايزة أنا اللي أعمل ده؟ أعمل إيه؟ مين يقدر to tell me a command or a prompt to give to Claude to create this? What do you tell Claude? This time we are going to give Claude a prompt, not a photo to follow. Any suggestions?
Could you repeat it again? I did not hear it properly.
Huh?
Could you repeat it again? I did not hear it properly.
I want this time to tell Claude what to do, not to show him a picture or a photo or a figure. I want to tell Claude what to do. Any suggestions? Type. Let's say I have it already written, but I will tell you how to think about this. I will tell Claude, I want to create how many sets of clustered bar charts?
3 sets? No, 9 sets?
3 sets.
Resets.
3 sets. 1 for clinical remission, 1 for endoscopic improvement, and 1 for corticosteroid-free clinical remission, right? This is okay. And then I'm going to describe what's within each. In each set, I want 1 clustered chart for total patients and 2 clustered charts split by previous TNF inhibitor therapy. Is that correct?
Yeah. And you add that if there is a no or yes between them,
And no, and I add what?
that it's a binary, so you have to say if it's no or there is a previous TNF inhibitor therapy.
I don't have to
that
tell it
occurred.
anything. It's there in the results. We don't have to. What I still need to say is to describe the labeling. So I will tell it, please create 3 sets of clustered bar charts, 1 for clinical remission, 1 for endoscopic improvement, 1 for corticosteroid-free clinical remission. Within each set, there will be clustered bar chart for overall results for all patients, and then 2 other clustered charts split by previous TNF inhibitor therapy. صح؟ صح؟ تمام؟
Yes, doc.
طيب. I will also tell it, okay, the colors. Okay, so the colors will be blue for adalimumab, red for vedolizumab, and I need the patient numbers to be in brackets beneath the bars, and I need the percentages to be above the bars, and I need the confidence interval 95%, or the risk difference. They say they name this the risk difference. What's written here? This is called the risk difference. The risk difference and the 95% confidence interval, okay, and the p-value above the percentages. Is that everything? Okay? So this is basically everything. So let's see what I've written here. Bismillah. Yeah. I need 3 clustered bar charts. I didn't even write sets. I just wrote 3 cluster bar charts. Based on these results, the results that I'm going to paste, because I'm going to paste the actual results. 1 for clinical remission, 1 for endoscopic improvement, and 1 for corticosteroid-free remission, each showing the total cases and results split by previous TNF therapy. Blue for adalimumab, red for vedolizumab, numbers in brackets beneath the bars, percentages to 1 decimal place, even the decimal places I need to name. Above the bars, risk difference and 95% confidence intervals above the percentages of each pair of clustered bars. What do you think?
Should we also add that on the y-axis it should include the patients and that it should be in percentage, or does it just assume that?
Okay, what the y-axis, the patient percentages. Let's see what it does, because this is what we do. Sometimes you write a prompt, it's not good enough, then you improve on it. So let's see. Let's paste this. Okay. Let's take this and paste it and see what happens. Okay. Control C. And I go to my beautiful plot. Okay. Now, where are the results? I will go now to my SPSS, and I have the crosstabs here. I think I can take the crosstabs, all of them. I'm going to copy, and let's see what I get. It's building it. Hey, what do you think?
There was no need to add it to the prompt.
Huh?
Like there was no need to add it to the prompt.
Yes, because this goes without saying. It's by default. The only thing that it didn't do, it didn't put the p-value.
And the
Okay,
confidence interval.
only the confidence interval, because I had forgotten to put the p-value. Even though the first time when I did it, it actually inserted the p-value without me asking for it. هو حط بس شوفي بقى ازاي هو كتب p-values تحت. Okay, so perhaps I can improve on this and write the p-value that I had forgotten. بس ده اللي أنا طلعته من نفسي. إيه رأيكم؟ What do you think?
It's very similar to the manuscript one.
It's very similar to the manuscript. It's very similar to the manuscript. Now, we are about to conclude and we have a plan. Now, I need to finish with this workshop. I need to get everything in place. So here are the tasks. We have the adverse events table and we have the bar chart, another bar chart. We have this bar chart, histologic remission, and we have the adverse events table. The data are not all there, but most of them are there. So first of all, for those who are interested to try the same thing, you can try, one can try doing the table, one can try doing the bar chart, or perhaps anyone who wants to try, he can just try. What I also need to do, or what I also need, let's go back to the outline. We need the journal instructions on a presentation on PowerPoint slides. I don't know if we've done that already. I don't think. This is the New England Journal of Medicine, so we need the instructions actually to be on the slides, so we choose what to tell to the participants. For those who are experienced with Zotero, if anyone wants to prepare something about Zotero and how to use it, like a quick manual by screenshots, and then the submission steps as per the journal, not just the journal guidelines, what forms you need to submit to the journal as a list and how to prepare them. So about building the manuscript, I think I will, this one I will manage. So what we need is, we need you to try it yourself with the figures and the tables on Claude, someone to copy the journal instructions, someone to see the submission required documents required for submission, to make a list of them and to make models for them. So this is number 3. And someone to work on reference management with Zotero. Anyone interested to do any of these tasks?
We have previously made a list and we were about to distribute it among us. It includes all of this except for the manuscript, including, sorry, the manuscript. But since you said you will be handling the manuscript, we will be redistributing the remaining tasks among me, Farah, and Abdul Hafiz. So far, Farah has been working with the SPSS, and we're hoping to lend her a hand. I was gonna handle the journal instructions, and Abdul Hafiz review again a little bit to make things more even. But inshallah, we get things done. Yani all of this, all 3 of us, inshallah.
You can include Hamdi if he likes to, by the way, if it's too much. If he likes to.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Type. Okay. How much time do you think you need?
When do you need it, doctor? When is the latest you want these things to be ready?
What's enough for you? So perhaps let's say مثلا a couple of days. Is that okay? Like
we will do our best, inshallah. I think
by
we
Tuesday,
will
is
work
that okay?
together.
Can we make it till the end of the week, or is that too hard?
The problem is even if you do something like you don't have to do it all at once. Anything you do, you can put forth, so we can see it. I think by the end of the week, how much time will we have by then?
Exactly 7 days, just like today.
7 days. Okay, let's say, how about Wednesday?
Okay, I think that works well for me.
Okay, because meanwhile, I'll be working on the other workshop. What do you think?
Okay.
We'll
So
try
I'll
best
be
on it.
working on the other workshop, on the appraisal workshop. I'll be revising the presentations. And okay, I trust that you are going to do a great job. By the way, and I will stop recording, okay?
Okay.
Uh,
Dr. So, can I ask a quick